Hey guys, I'm Chibu, and I've been posting my webcomic, The Quest to Find Pinkman, to Webtoon Canvas for over a year now. While I have uploaded to other platforms like Tapas and Comic Fury, which I love for their own reasons, I have found the most success on Webtoon. This makes sense as it is the most popular app to read comics on at the moment, and has been for a while. But can I be honest for a second? I think it could use a lot of improvement. Today I will be sharing my takes on the platform and comparing it to the others I've gotten familiar with for the over a year and a half I've been uploading. So let's go ahead and get started.
But first, a word from our sponsor. Just kidding. This channel is too small to have sponsors. But I do have something to share with you all. Paris and Pinkman are best friends, striving to save enough money to buy their dream flower shop when Pinkman is kidnapped by the king. Paris embarks on a quest to find him, meeting friends along the way who help him unravel the bigger reason for why his best friend was stolen from him. Inspired by Steven Universe, Hazbin Hotel, and Undertale, if you like Hooky or Cucumber Quest, you'll love The Quest to Find Pinkman. You can find it linked in the description of this video, or search The Quest to Find Pinkman on Webtoon and choose the comic with this thumbnail. If you want to support The Quest to Find Pinkman in the Webtoon 2025 contest, please subscribe to the comic, like the episodes, leave a good rating, and comment your thoughts. Thank you so much for your time. And now, back to the video.
Number 1. It's far too corporate. Webtoon, first and foremost, is a business. It thinks like a business does and acts like a business does, and that becomes especially clear when you try uploading there for yourself. There are these things called Webtoon Originals, which are comics Webtoon owns the rights to, and they pretty much commission comic artists to make. You might recognize them because they're the first and biggest thing you see as soon as you open the site or app. In fact, you might only see them if you only visit the front page and don't decide to click the canvas button at the top or scroll all the way to the bottom. The average reader might only read these originals and never see your comic, even if it is among the more popular canvas series. And it's like, I understand that a company might want to put more effort into promoting the series that make them money. That makes sense. But Webtoon obviously benefits from all the Canvas series that are uploaded to their platform because there are people who only read Canvas series, like me. Plus, it's important to create a platform that your creators will enjoy being on. It seems to me like all of Webtoon's eggs are in the "we're the most popular right now, so you need to upload here if you want views" basket. Number 2. Repetitive content. While we're on the subject of originals, can we talk about how they're all the same? I just went onto the front page and after the banner, and wow. Not only are almost all of them drawn in the same generic fantasy anime style, like if you typed anime girl into Google and clicked images, that's what every Webtoon Originals looks like. But also, some of these literally look like they're the same series. Beautiful, pale blonde anime girl leaning into the center of the frame with her arms around a big, handsome, black-haired anime boy to the right, who's just on camera enough for his serious face and gentle hands to be in the frame. That's kinda ridiculous. Also, just scroll down to new and trending. Okay, what the Sigma? That's the same comic. I had to check to see if it was made by the same person or something, but nope. And I don't mean any hate towards these comics specifically. I haven't even read them for crying out loud. But I do have a friend who does read Webtoon Originals, and they agree that they're tired of seeing all the same stuff, especially with how many leveling up RPG-style comics there are, as well as reincarnation. I'm sure the reason why these plots and characters are so repetitive is because Webtoon is operating off of what they know makes money. But if you make too much of the same kind of story, your readers end up fatigued. Number 3. Lack of clarity. You guys, this point has made itself so much apparent during the recent contest. As you may have noticed, a huge mistake is being made by a few people participating in the contest. After they submitted their episodes to the contest, they went back and edited them. If you upload a webcomic, or even send literally anything over the internet, you might have gone back and edited that or updated it when you noticed a mistake such as grammar, or the wrong thing was sent, etc., etc. I've often had to go back and edit my webtoon for things like that. Everyone does it. Hell, even during contests, you might have had to edit your submission, which would be completely fine if you'd done that before the entries were due. So reasonably, these people assumed that they would be allowed to edit their episodes? Well, turns out they were wrong. Kinda. Because a lot of people tried to email Webtoon for clarification on if they were disqualified for editing their episode, and all they got back was, yes, editing your Webtoon after the initial submission can lead to disqualification. Naturally, that scared a lot of people and made people think that they were disqualified from the webcomic contest because they had edited their series. Although recently it has been clarified that editing your webcomic only results in disqualification if you make big changes to the story after uploading, not grammar or image file size or that kind of thing. But still, everything is so damn unclear, and that's just the most egregious example. Despite Webtoon heavily advertising the $1 million cash pool reward of the contest back in December, for some reason they failed to put any effort into saying that the contest had officially opened submissions. Seriously, there's been a number of times I clicked on the Webtoon 2025 contest at the top of the Webtoon site thinking it was the Webtoon 2025 contest that I was participating in, only to be brought to a page where you can submit a video talking about your favorite Webtoon. What? It seems like an intentional dupe when it all plays out like that on my end. No, you see, the 2025 contest I wanted was all the way at the bottom of the page, with no image or banner, but a hyperlink. Big thank you to Apollo from Pantheon Talks for pointing this out when I was looking for ideas for this video. They have a lot of streams where they read the contest prep newsletters, so go check them out if you want to see firsthand how unhelpful Webtoon has been at providing clarity. At least, until it's too late. Because I made this script when I was mad about it. But they fixed it. Guys, I don't know.
Peridot!
What do you want?
You can't just shove someone off of a roof!
Why not?
Number 4. This isn't technically Webtoon's fault. There's a lot of things I could dog on Webtoon for, like their shady business practices or exploitation of artists, or how their rich scumbag CEO makes a shit ton of money, but doesn't reinvest a proper amount of that money back into its crumbling platform. But no. Because I want to speak my truth, that probably no one else will agree with me for. I think they call it a hot take? Guys, I hate scroll format. It sucks. It's so bad, it sucks to read, and it sucks to make. I don't understand it at all. How could you grow up with so many wonderful graphic novels and comics where panels have to be masterfully Tetrised onto each page, and you can sit on one page just to take it all in, only to sit down and make something where panels can only be placed vertically over each other, and readers are constantly moving down the page with their thumbs scrolling, and oh my god, I don't like the scroll format. I don't like the scroll format very much. I hate that it's the format that is so harshly encouraged on Webtoon, even though it's the worst thing ever invented. Heartstopper isn't scroll format. Heartstopper is probably one of the most well-known webcomics. One of the most well-known modern webcomics. Heartstopper isn't scroll format. Heartstopper is probably one of the most well-known modern webcomics. It has its own goddamn Netflix show. But no, apparently scroll format is just so good. Oh, and on the note of senseless hate, all your sex appeal in webtoons just kind of remind me of the big yaoi guys with the giant hands and those little yaoi boys that they carry around like a bag of groceries. Except it's not even yaoi. It's straight. Okay, there. Number 5. What other sites do better? Now, I'm not trying to say Webtoon is the worst webcomic hosting platform. I think that overall, it is the best and appeals to the largest demographic there is. People who want to easily read comics on their phone. Besides, there's some platforms I didn't even bother comparing because they've done little to nothing for me all of the time I've been uploading to them. Actually, I stopped uploading on Global Comics a while ago because it was a hassle going through the uploading process on yet another platform just to get 0 page views. At least on Webtoon and Tapas, I get a pretty consistent audience. But because it is the current most popular platform, I think it should be offering a lot of the same things far less popular sites owned by people and companies with far less money than Webtoon are doing. One of the many things the sites like Comic Fury and Tapas do better than Webtoon is community. Now, hear me out. I am absolutely not talking about how many page views you get, but instead how much interaction you're getting. Webtoon is very much made for the reader. My Webtoon upload of Pinkman has so many more subscribers and average reads and likes than the other platforms I post on. But despite there being more views, there's somehow less feedback. And even if there was feedback in the form of comments, you're not getting notified about it. Seriously. On Tapas, there's a lot of on-site forums where you can share your latest upload and ask for advice. And a lot of independent comics are promoted in a user notification tab, which is actually how I found out about this fantasy webcomic called Blade of Mercy. It's really intriguing so far, and it has frequent one-page updates, which I enjoy. On Comic Fury, the whole site is only independent comics, so community is all there is. On the very first page, you see what ongoing forum discussions there are and what comics have been updated recently. So no matter how popular your webcomic is, no matter how new or old it is, it will be seen on the front page of the website whenever you update it. It's so easy to find new comics, and you'll get a lot of unique visitors. Honestly, how I'm able to cope with Webtoon being so bad at community stuff is just posting on Tapas and Comic Fury while also posting on Webtoon. Not putting all your eggs in one basket is just a generally helpful rule anyway. If you do that, you'll at least have a leg up on Webtoon, in the role of business strat at least. So that's something. Alright guys, that was my video on my Webtoon hot takes. Were they hot? Were the takes hot? Please let me know. I imagine the lack of clarity thing is pretty hot after Webtoon has technically resolved the issue. I mean, still, like, they were pretty unclear at first. But I still stand by that, like, and I mean it. Just because they resolved this issue after people complained about it doesn't mean they're not going to do it again, and that they're still not currently doing it. You know they promised something as a reward for another contest and they just never gave it to the winner? Did you know that? I don't like Webtoon. I mean, I love Webtoon. I'll see you guys later. Bye.